What's going on, everybody? This is Scott, also known as Cha-Ching King. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about something called List Perfectly. List Perfectly might be a game changer for your business, or it might be something that you're paying for every month and you don't get enough value out of. There's 5 questions that I want to go through that will help you find out whether or not it's worth it for your business. List Perfectly is a cross-posting tool that also does some inventory management and is also a listing accelerator. For us, it's never been about how fast we can list, but List Perfectly did something for us that changed the entire scope of our business. How many of you remember the photo gate on eBay? We lost the photos for 200 listings. 200 listings just gone. And at first, eBay was like, no, we'll be recovered, they'll be put back. Ours were never put back. We never got the listings back. And eventually they were like, yeah, you just need to recreate the photos. Well, we didn't keep old photos. They were just gone, and we had to take new photos for 200 listings. And listen, for a couple that only list 5 or 10 items a day, that was a massive setback. We did a little bit of research, and we chose to use List Perfectly to help keep track of our listings. The reason we went with List Perfectly, and I think it's one of the most important reasons to choose a program like this, is the people behind it. From Clara and Trish and Teresa and Doug, all of the people that work there, they're actual real human beings who do what I do. Meaning that if I had a question, I could reach out to somebody who would actually talk to me. I could reach out to somebody who would listen if I had a suggestion for the program. So let me walk you through the 5 questions that you need to ask yourself to find out whether or not something like this is worth it. Because if you know me, I hate subscriptions plans. I hate them. It's an ongoing fee every month. And for us, I have to know that it's going to be worth it for me. So let's make sure it's worth it for you. First question, super easy. Are you already cross-posting? Or do you want to cross-post? Is that a direction you're wanting to take your business in? Because List Perfectly is primarily a cross-posting tool. It allows you to take a listing and put it on eBay, Poshmark, Etsy, Mercari. There's a bunch of different platforms that it works with. If you're not already cross-posting and have zero interest to ever do it, then this may not be for you. But it does bring other things to the table, because I bought it before I ever cross-posted anything. Which brings me to the second question is, do you need a backup of your listings? For us, the answer was unequivocally yes. I lived through a time when I didn't have my listings. And it doesn't just happen when there's a massive glitch on eBay or one of the other platforms. They all had issues. Have you ever had an item that was deleted from eBay? Because we have. You'll get a Vero or something like that and your item gets taken down. The problem with that is when an item is taken down, you don't have access to the SKU. You can't go look at your listing to see what the problem was. And for us, when the SKU number disappeared with the listing, I couldn't go pull it out of my inventory unless I was going to search every item in my inventory. If I'm treating this like a business, I need a backup of my listings. And the third question is, if you're cross-posting, is do you need to be able to delist items quickly? If your inventory is structured around replenishable items that you have multiple quantity of, then you don't need to delist them. But if you're selling a lot of one-off items and it sells on Poshmark, you need to be able to take that item down off of eBay, because few things in this business are worse than a double sale. You had one item and it sold twice, because you're going to be telling somebody, I don't have that item for you. And depending upon the platform, that's a big hickey. That's not a strike you want to take. So being able to delist is a big feature for us that we feel like is really, really important. And the fourth one, do you need to be able to manage inventory across multiple platforms? And let me give you an example of what I mean by this. At the end of every year, when we were just selling on eBay, we would print out our inventory list and we would physically compare it to what we have in our inventory. And every year we would find items that are in our inventory that aren't listed on eBay. Somehow they fell off. Or worse, we would find items that are listed on eBay and they're not in our inventory. So that worked great. I didn't need anything other than what eBay had. But once we started cross-posting, we were finding that we have to pull 2 different inventory sheets and go through our inventory process twice sometimes to try and figure out where the holes are. Or if it wasn't here, was it over there? Here's what List Perfectly does for us. All of my inventory is in one dashboard. I'm back to being able to pull the one inventory sheet and compare that to what's physically in my inventory. So if you have to manage inventory across multiple platforms, getting all of your inventory into one place definitely makes that more doable. And the fifth question, maybe the most important one, is are you going to use it enough to justify it? And what I want to do here, let me talk about what the tiers are and what you get. Because it's subscription based, you need to make sure you're not going to use it a whole lot once. You need to make sure you're using it enough on a consistent basis to justify the cost. Otherwise, there's no point. If you're not listing consistently, then you don't want to pay for something consistently. So let's take a look at List Perfectly's plans and see if one of them matches your needs. The simple plan is $29 a month. And even with the lowest level, you get access to all of the marketplaces. There is image editing right there within the List Perfectly application. You get to remove the background from 25 images a month. There's a lot of different templates. There's an AI listing assistant, and it's mobile friendly. With the business plan at $49 a month, remember, with every single plan, you get access to all of the features from the previous tier, along with additional things that you can do. But you get bulk cross-listing with the business plan, background removal for up to 50 pictures. There's some advanced sales analytics, and you can download some things to use with a spreadsheet of your choice. And there's an AI listing assistant, and there's some advanced image management, some different things you can do with that. With the Pro plan for $69 a month, you get 1,500 background removals, and we have never exceeded that. The Pro description builder is helpful, especially if you've not really been writing your own descriptions. It will help with that. The sales detection is really important. It will tell you in List Perfectly when you've sold something, and then you can go in and manually remove it from the other platforms. And it introduces some Poshmark sharing tools. The Pro Plan Plus, which is what we have now, again, you can cross-list to all the platforms, bulk cross-listing, 3,000 background removals. We'll never use all of those. The AI listing assistant is actually pretty slick, and it's I don't use a lot of AI, but this one is pretty accurate. You can just use pictures and it will build the whole listing for you. Most important feature here for us is the auto delist. It will take the listing off of the other platforms when it sells automatically. Super handy. It introduces sub-accounts. So if you have people that you work with or you have people that work for you, that becomes super handy as well. And there's some Poshmark automation stuff built into it. For Melody and I, this isn't just a cross-listing tool. Probably the inventory management was the most important thing, having a backup of our inventory. And the AI features are really, truly handy, especially if you've got multiple people working on it. It gives us controls over our listings even when the platforms don't. If these questions help you figure out whether or not List Perfectly works for you, super. Hit that thumbs up button for me and subscribe to the channel if you find the information useful. If you've decided that List Perfectly will work for you, I do have an affiliate link in my description, and that helps support the channel, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. And if you've got any questions about List Perfectly, ask me below. I'm happy to answer them. If you follow my channel, I answer questions even for videos that are several years old. That's it for this one. I appreciate you watching. I'm going to see you real soon on the next one. Bye.